Okay, good day everyone. So today I am going to discuss to you about the chapter 4, which is the statistics and data. So our objectives in this topic are recognize the different types and classification of data, classify and characterize data, maintain utmost perseverance in classifying and organizing data. Okay, so we will also define the measures of central tendency, calculate the mean, median, and mode of distribution, and differentiate the measures of central tendency. So first, let us define what is statistics. So statistics, it is refers to dealing with quantitative information. So it is a field or branch of mathematics that deals with the collection, organization, analysis, and interpretation of quantitative data. So isa-isahin natin kung ano-ano ba si organization, analysis, and interpretation. So, for the collection of data, so it means the process of gathering relevant information from the population. So, sa bawat research or studies na ginagawa natin, it is really important na mag-gather muna tayo ng mga importanteng information bago tayo mag-proceed sa mismong study or research na gagawin natin. Next is organization of data. So when we say organization of data, it refers to the systematic arrangement of data into tables, graphs, or charts so that logical and statistic conclusions can easily be derived from the collected information. So dito po, kailangan pag sinabing organization of data, so kailangan naka-organize. So, pwede po tayong gumamit dito ng table, graphs, or charts para mas madali nating maintindihan kung ano nga ba yung sinasabi ng bawat data. And next is analysis of data. So, dito naman po, it refers to the process of deducing relevant information from the given data so that numerical description can be formulated. So, dito, pinakamahalaga na after natin makakolekta ng data, kailangan nating i-analyze ng mabuti kung ano ba yung mga process or method yung gagamitin natin sa isang research or study na gagamitin natin. And lastly, interpretation of data, it means it is all about deriving conclusion from the data that have been analyzed. So it is also involves making prediction or forecast about large groups based on larger data from small groups. So dito po, pag sinabing interpretation of data, so dito na tayo mag-derive ng conclusion natin sa bawat data na nakuha natin. Kung ito ba ay naging successful or hindi. Kung na-achieve ba natin yung goal na nais natin. So, for us to summarize this po, so pag sinabi natin ulit na collect, so dito po ginagawa po natin ay through survey, test, interview, observe, experiment, and register. So, dito tayo kukuha ng mga importanteng information sa sample na gagamitin natin. So, for organize naman po, so dito na tayo gagamit ng tables, ng graphs or text para mas madali nating maintindihan yung ating data. So, for analyze naman po, so ito po ay through numerical analysis. So, dito gumagamit tayo ng most, how many percent, and list. Then, pag sinabi namang interpret, so dito na tayo mag-give ng meaning or implication of the findings or conclude. Now, let's proceed to the two types of data. So, nahati po siya into qualitative data and quantitative data. So, under po ng qualitative data, yung ating nominal and ordinal. Then, pag sa quantitative naman, ay ang interval and ang ratio. So, for the types of data, so there are two main types of data. So we have the qualitative data and the quantitative data. So pag sinabi natin qualitative data, so ito po ay descriptive lang. So we simply describe all the data. So it deals with the categories or attributes. So it includes things like color, texture, and taste. So for the examples, so we have the color of eyes. So for the ethnicity and the brand of ice cream. So for the quantitative data naman, so from the word quantity, it means number. So these data are numerical. So it can be discrete or continuous. So pag sinabi natin discrete data, it's obtained through counting. So siya po ay nabibilang, countable siya. Pag sinabi namang continuous data, ito naman ay through measuring. So, dahil nalaman na natin yung two types of data, which are the qualitative data and the quantitative data, so now let's proceed to the scales of measurement. The first one is the nominal level. So, ito po yung lowest of the data measurement. So, it is used to define numbers, alphabets, or symbols without any quantitative value. So, walang value yung numbers dito. So, it can be used only to classify or categorize. So, simply nagka-classify lang tayo or nagka-categorize. So, for the examples, so the first is the employee identification number. So, bakit siya naging um, nominal level lang? Kasi, pag sinabing employee identification numbers, all the employees po ay may unique number. So, hindi pwedeng yung number ng isang employee ay number din ng another employee. Ganun din, another example nito ay yung sa student number. So, hindi pwedeng yung student number ni student A ay magiging pareho ng number ni student B. So, next is books in the library. So, pwedeng may classification siya. It's either siya ay science book, English book, or Filipino, and so on. Then, the courses in college. Okay, so example, sa Granby. So, nahati siya into what? Ilan? So, merong College of Criminal Justice, for the BSTM, so College of Education, and so on po. So, yun po yung nominal level. So, the next one is the ordinal level. So, this one is higher than the nominal level. So, it can be used to rank, order, or give preference to the object. So, tatandaan po natin pag sinabing ordinal level, meron na siyang ranking or order. So, example, winners in Science Quiz B. So, it can be merong first, second, and third. So, next, a supervisor can evaluate the employees by ranking their productivity with the numbers 1, 2, and 3. So, pwede rin po nating maging example dito sa ordinal level yung through evaluation like satisfactory, very satisfactory, yan. Or pwede rin agree, disagree, strongly disagree, yun. So, yun po yung examples natin in ordinal level. So, the next one is the interval level. So, it is the next to the highest level of data measurement in which the distances between consecutive numbers have meaning and the data are always numerical. So, tatandaan natin, in interval po, laging merong distance. So, may distance siya or merong layo or distansya. So, pwede rin to ang measurement, ha? So, for example, so when we measure temperature in Fahrenheit or in Celsius, so also the distance from 30 to 40 is same as distance from 70 to 80. Bakit? Ano ba yung distance ng 30 to 40? Maging ng 70 to 80, di ba po ay 10. So, yun po. So, ulit, ano po yung unang tatlo na nabanggit natin? So, we have the nominal, the ordinal level, and the interval level. And the last po is the ratio level. So, for the ratio level, it is the highest level of data measurement. So, ratio data does not only include the characteristic of interval level of measurement but also starts at the zero value. So, kung ang interval level ay may distance, so always remember na pagdating po kay ratio level, lagi po ang starting point po niya ay sa zero value. So, bigay tayo ng example. So, ito po, example, yung height. So, we all know that in finding the height, so, pwede tayong gumamit ng device or ng tool which is measuring tape or meter stick, di ba? Alam po natin na ang laging starting point po noon ay 0. Di ba po? Okay, next is the weight. So, example, yung ating weighing scale. So, habang hindi pa natin siya ginagamit, lagi ang starting point po niyan ay 0. Then, kapag sumampa tayo sa weighing scale, saka yun magkakaroon ng value. For example, from 0, then nung sumampa ka, naging 45 kilograms. So, example po yun. So, the time it takes to do a math project. So, yan. Sa paggawa naman ng project, so, pwedeng from 0 muna. Yan. And number of absences of students in a class. So, hindi naman po araw-araw ay may absent. So, pwedeng yung araw na to, Monday, walang absent. Then, Tuesday, meron ng 5. So, laging may starting point po, which is 0. So, yun po yung pinagkaiba ng ratio level at ng interval level. So, wag po tayong malilito. Okay, so ito po ang ating tatandaan. So, ang nominal, so siya po ay named, categorized. So, para sa ordinal level naman, so kasama na si named, categories, and the ordered. So, for the interval, so hanggang equal interval siya. Then, sa ratio naman, so may true 0. So, ang laging starting point niya po ay 0. Okay, so now, let's proceed to the two fields of statistics. So, the first one is the descriptive statistics. So, it consists of the collection, organization, summarization, and presentation of data. So, here, the statistician tries to describe a given situation. So, dito po, pag descriptive statistics, so dito po ay true descriptions lang. So, we simply describe lang a given situation. Then, next is the inferential statistics. So, this is another area of statistics concerns with drawing conclusions about large groups of data called population. So, kapag large groups of data, tandaan siya ay population based on the selected elements of the population known as sample. So, yung sample po, lagi siyang nag-uumpisa or nagmumula kay population. Yan. So, here, the statistician tries to make inferences na po from samples to population. So, this area also makes use of the concept of probability. So, we all know that when we say probability, it's all about chances. Okay, so dito sa inferential statistics, so dito na po tayo meron na nagkakandak na po tayo dito talaga ng study. So kung sa descriptive statistics tayo ay nag-describe lang, so inferential po, so meron na tayong inferences na ginagawa. Okay, now let's proceed to the measures of central tendency, which are the mean, median, and mode. So measures of central tendency, so it is a single value that describes the center of a distribution. So the most common measures of central tendency are the mean, median, and mode. So siguro naman po, meron na kayong idea dito since ito po ay napag-aralan nyo na during your senior high school year. So the first one is the mean. So when we say mean, it's defined to be the sum of all values in a set of data divided by the total number of observation. So to compute the mean of the ungrouped data, we use the formula. So x bar is equal to x sub 1 plus x sub 2 plus x sub 3 plus um, dot. So, x sub n all over n, wherein yung x po natin dyan ay yung data or yung values, then yung n po natin ay yung number of values. So, pag sinabi nating mean, simply, ito po yung average. So, the second one is the median. So, when we say median, it is the middle value when data is in ascending or descending order. So, ito po yung pinakagitna. Okay? So, if there is an even number of observations, so get the mean of the two middlemost values. So, for example, ang median po natin or yung set of values po natin ay 6. So, kukunin po natin doon yung pang third at yung pang fourth data. So, ipag-add po natin sila, then divided by 2 para po mahanap natin yung media. And lastly is the mode. So, pag sinabi nating mode, ito po yung most frequent value in a set of data. So, ito yung data na maraming beses inulit doon sa set of values po natin. So, ang mode po ay may iba't ibang uri. So, the first one is the unimodal. So, when we say unimodal, it is a set of numbers with one mode. So, ito, iisa lang yung mode. Ibig sabihin, isang number lang dyan yung inulit. Okay. So, next is the bimodal. So, ito naman ay set of numbers having two modes. So, for example, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 8, 9. So, yung 3 at 4 natin, since dalawang beses or sila yung number na inulit, so, sila yung mode natin at sila yung ating bimodal. And pag sinabi naman natin bimodal, it is a set of numbers having 3 modes. So, tatlong mode po siya. So, ulit po. So, pag sinabi ulit natin na mean, so it means average. Yung atin pong median, siya po yung ating middlemost value. So, meron siyang condition na kapag even number, so gagawin po natin, kukunin natin yung dalawang middlemost value natin, then kukunin natin yung average, and pag sinabi natin mode, siya yung most frequent o yung data na inulat ng maraming beses. So, let's try this to answer po. So, our example, so consider the values 13, 16, 18, 21, 24, 22, 12, and 13. So, we will calculate the mean, median, and mode. So, unahin po natin i-solve yung mean. O, let's find the mean. Okay, so, ito po ulit yung ating formula. So, x bar is equal to x sub 1 plus x sub 2 plus x sub 3 plus hanggang x sub n divided by n or the number of values. So, dito po, so, inad natin. So, 13 plus 16 plus 18 plus 21 plus 24 plus 22 plus 12 plus 13 all over 8. So, since meron tayong 8 values dyan, so, yun po yung ating n. So, kaya i-divide natin siya by 8. So, our answer now is 17.375 or 17.38. So, ang ginawa po natin dito, simply, ni-round up po natin siya into nearest 100. Since ang katabi po ni 7 ay si 5. So, we all know na tayo po ay mag-a-add ng 1. So, kaya yung 7 natin ay naging 8. So, kaya ang final answer po natin ay 17.38. So, nakuha po ba? Yan, okay po. So, we're done in finding the mean. So, now, let's proceed to finding the median. So, the first is, let's arrange the data or values from lowest to highest. So, our datas are 12, 13, 13, 16, 18, 21, 22, and 24. So, na-arrange na siya natin into lowest to highest. So, now, let's find the middle value. So, ang middle values natin, since meron tayong 8 data, so kukunin natin yung ating pang 4th at yung ating pang 5th, which are 16 and 18. And lastly, we will find the average of the middle values. So, 16 plus 18 is 34 divided by 2 is equal to 17. So, therefore, the median in the given set of values is 17. So, nakuha po ba? Nasundan? So, ngayon naman po, let's find the mode. So, let's consider again the values 13, 16, 18, 21, 24, 22, 12, and 13. So, titingnan natin mabuti kung ano ba dyan yung data or values na inulit. So, since 13 is the most frequent in the given set of data, 13 is our mode. And dito, we can consider it as unimodal po. Since isa lang naman yung mode na nakita po natin sa set of values. So, nakuha po ba? Naintindihan? Yan. So, very good kung naintindihan. Okay, so very good po kung naintindihan. So, let's have a short recap po. So, yung scales of measurement po natin. So, ang apat po na scales of measurement po natin ay ang nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. Pag sinabing nominal, simply, ito po ay nagka-classify lang tayo or nagka-categorize. Ang ordinal naman, so dito tatandaan po natin ay laging may ranking. So, yung interval naman, ito ay may measurements or meron din siyang distance at ang ratio naman po ay laging ang starting point niya po ay 0. And yung measures of central tendency naman po natin ay ang ating mean, median, and mode. So, ang mean, ito po, tatandaan siya ay average. Yung median naman po, siya yung middle values, and yung mode naman po ay yung most frequent. So, I hope na meron po kayong naintindihan or may natutunan sa ating topic ngayon. And yun lamang po. Thank you and God bless everyone.